Since I'm a very slow player, I've been playing through the story quest in the new version these days, and I've been really intrigued by the visions or hallucinations Anaxa has been seeing. So if you were also intrigued by this, or if you are interested in Amphorius' story as a world where gods die simply put, or if you're interested in the connection between humans and created gods as creators, humans as creators, then I have great recommendations for you. The first thing that I would like to recommend is the book Godkiller by Hannah Kaner. The quote that I would like to emphasize here is gods were chaos made into shape, and that is something that I find to be true with Greek mythology and also mythology on Amphorius, which is heavily inspired by Greek and Roman myth. And I like the world building in the novel in the sense that gods appeared from human wishes, not on their own. And this idea I saw previously in the Noragami mangas and the anime, which would be my second recommendation if you are interested in this interplay, but not much of a fantasy fan. There is a delicate balance between recognizing the need for gods among the poor and unprotected, and between humans being free of the control of said gods, as well as between the freedom of faith for the people and the freedom to exist for gods, which is a very human thing. And on Amphorius we also see the gods have some human, let's say, character traits as well. Exploring this topic was much easier for the author to navigate than the emotional world of her characters, which is the reason I gave it 3.8 stars of the possible 5, and she's really good at ending chapters. Now, diving into other things in the book that I would recommend it for, what I thought was exceptional here was not queer representation, but the representation of people with disabilities. So all of these people had motivation behind their disabilities because they were orphans during troubled times, and this could be exploited in a very Oliver Twist kind of fashion. And this assured me that they weren't there just to tick some boxes so the author can say that she's inclusive, and that was really nice to see. Another thing that was handled really well was Edie and the god of beauty demanding food and making her worshippers starve themselves as a sacrifice for her blessing makes so much sense. So all of these let's say social aspects were really well woven into the narrative of the fantasy. The found family trope that we are promised is definitely there, but I don't think the author had enough skill to make us believe in those emotions. So there is a love story that we find out about, but it's not exploited in the found family dynamic. And also I was very bothered by the way the romance was written, especially when it comes to pacing, because in the first half of the book it was really slow and subtle, and then unprovoked there were lines like, if she might kiss him or kill him, which is so cringe. Which is also from the perspective of a child, and I think the author just wanted to use those words because they are so, well, they are overused, but they still kind of sound nice, but not in this case, really not. And of course the method is repeated, when kissing is mentioned as people are having a sword fight. Cliche, no motivation. Also, a completely unnecessary sex scene that was out of place in the book, unmotivated, Wattpad fiction style. I really, really did not like it because you can really see the author pulling you in that direction without telling you why you're going there, without, like, it's not that she's leading you to it so that you believe that you're picking up on clues. No, from the very beginning you are aware that she's telling you, hey, look, this is going to happen. And that's what I don't like, because it's so cheap. And yeah, it's just these things, these emotional aspects, I think she's not yet that good in writing. And in terms of how the characters themselves are written, like these snippets of their personalities, I love the main character's vulnerability behind wanting to be beautiful. And I also love that she wasn't beautiful, because she, as the main character that is more main than the other main characters, feels far less special than Inara. And this I also liked as a fresh view on the chosen one trope, but I like to call it healing fiction for the former gifted children whose hearts ache at the thought of being bested, which is what I wrote in my book reviews, and I was very proud of that. Inara's transformation, however, is convincing, as well as the conflicts between her and Skediseth, and I find them to be better written than Kissen and Elegast, the grown-up main characters, who are rather two-dimensional, flat, not much more different from other characters that I cannot talk about because that would be spoiling, but they are archetypes. And also, one other thing that is really great is Skedi's meddling, that is at first understandable but begins to grow more ominous as he slowly tries his power on Inara. And it's actually really better for the story that he strayed from the right path, and showing how his pride and fear were stronger than love and respect. And that's why I say that these two, the childish characters, were much better written than the adults that were supposed to be the main focus. This book is a great way of delving more into the topic of what gods are and how like or unlike humans they are, and where actually is this balance between gods and humans, which is something that I found myself thinking about as I was exploring Amphorius and Anaxa's story in particular. I'm excited to pull for him in a couple of days. I hope that you will keep me company as I do so. And I hope that you will decide to read this book and let me know what you think. I think the story had phenomenal potential, but I think it was ruined definitely by the grown-ups. I wonder if the other two novels, because there are sequels, if they are going to be like this also. The reviews don't seem promising at all, but I'm hoping for the best in any case. Because I think that the world is really, really well done. So I would like to go back to it. But I don't want to suffer through Wattpad fiction anymore, which is my bone to pick with almost every new adult novel. In any case, I hope you've enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what you think about this book if you've read it, or if you have any other novels or just It can also be nonfiction to recommend that delves into this relationship between humans and gods.